Welcome to a new Smart Money video on leadership styles. Today we are going to cover 7 different leadership styles. And if you are looking to grow in leadership, understand more, or simply improve the way that you relate to a group of people, then this video is for you. The 7 different styles we cover will enable you not only to understand which leadership style you naturally do, but also enable you to understand which leadership style is best for a group of people so that they are able to be led in such a way as to see them succeed in the group's mission or goal. Remember to subscribe to this channel to get videos on personal growth, finance, investing, and business. What this video covers is the 7 different leadership styles, along with pros and cons, as well as an example person where they typify the behavior of that leadership style. We will then look over 3 different examples and apply and see which leadership style is best for that group of people and for that example or situation. The first leadership style is the Autocratic leadership style. This is the one which most of us are familiar if we think of a corporate leader from the 80s. They're in charge. They make the decisions. They're not looking for feedback or input from anyone else, but rather they are taking those critical decisions and driving an organization forward. This is not a very modern leadership style. Rather, it has become outdated. Now, there are some circumstances where the autocratic leadership style is actually the best leadership style to take. We're going to look at that a little later in the video. But right now, it is important for us to understand that the pros or the advantages is that it is very quick at making decisions. It will move a company from one place to another rapidly. However, there is a risk of losing some of the people along the way. There is a risk that mature people will leave the organization because they want to help and be involved in decisions. But an autocratic leadership style will not allow that. A person who typifies an autocratic leadership style was Steve Jobs. He really understood and knew what he wanted, and he would make certain decisions around quality and design, and he would let no one else make those decisions. He wasn't trying to empower a team to decide, rather he empowered a team to manifest what he wanted. So he set the quality and standard of what needed to be produced. Leadership style number 2 is the Transformational leadership style. This is also known as the visionary leadership style, and it is about follow me, let's go together. There is this new thing, there is this transformation to an industry, a change to a company that needs to take place, and we're going to do it. And so they set the expectations, usually quite high, which means one of the advantages of this leadership style is high quality or high output and productivity. However, the disadvantage with this is that often people can get burnt out from trying to attain these new standards, and not only burnt out, but some groups of people within the organization can become isolated, left behind, or not part of what the future is. And that is a great risk for a company because it causes a division. And then which of the divisions is the right one? Now, a person who typifies the transformational leadership style is Bill Gates and his time at Microsoft. He knew the industry was changing, and he knew that the computer industry was going to be a big hit, but it needed software, specific software for an operating system, as well as around some other key products. His vision for this and his ability to drive software development practices forward amongst a group of people and amongst programmers and developers enabled this transformation to take place. And many of us today have the fruit of that. There are 5 more leadership styles to come, as well as the application of leadership styles to specific examples. Please do remember to hit that like button. Leadership style number 3 is the strategic or pace setter leadership style. This is typically the leadership style that a founder of a startup takes. What they do is that they set the pace, they understand the strategy, they're very hands-on, and it's all about bringing this new product or service to market. In their enthusiasm and their energy, they tend to ensure that the team comes together and their expertise is applied to the problem. Now, A risk in this particular style of leadership is that they can be so hands-on that they are not working on the business. They're not spending enough time looking for the right people to be hired into the business, finding the right place for each person in the business to contribute according to their skills. Rather, they are stuck in the day-to-day and distracted and pulled away from achieving the organizational structure that is needed. However, an advantage to this is because they're hands-on, they really understand the business. Nothing is escaping them. They know what is right and what is wrong. They know where people are working, where they are not working. They know which structures are functioning in the business. And therefore, they can make these decisions very informed, and they are not isolated, aloof, or disconnected from the business. An example person of this is Jack Welch, where he was involved and knew and understand and worked with his managers and helped them, but also understood the details of the business. This enabled him to make critical decisions. Leadership style number 4 is the democratic leadership style. Now, this does not mean that the leader makes no decisions, that you put the votes in from all the staff and you tally them up and say, hey, we got 50 votes versus 49 for Project A, therefore we are doing Project A. No, it means that the leader gathers information from the people to understand what are their perspectives, what are their different perspectives based on the skills and experiences that they have had, so that he can learn from them, so that she can learn from them, and they're then able to put that information into context and use it to make the very best decision. A very clear pro of this is that everyone is involved. People are engaged. Creative ideas and solutions are surfaced. However, a con of this is that if the leader is not confident and if they don't have any vision for the business will be stuck in a spiral or a sort of swamp type effect where they don't get anywhere, because everyone ultimately does have different views and opinions and think on different places the business or the organization should be going. This means the organization is pulled in many directions but gets nowhere. And so that is quite a big risk. An example company, instead of person, of the democratic leadership style is Google, where they allow employees to bring creativity and ideas to the forefront and contribute towards the success of the business. Leadership style number 5 is coaching, and this is all about the leader focusing on individuals in the business, helping them to grow, and realizing as the individuals in the business grows, the business itself will grow. Now, this requires a lot of effort from the leader, and a particular problem with this style of leadership is that if the people are not in the place to grow, or perhaps in the wrong phase, it means that they will not grow, and that therefore the business won't grow. It'll get stuck. Of course, this is offset by the possible benefits where people do grow, where there is an increase in self-leadership, which leads to better ideas and productivity, as well as a higher quality of output. An example person of a coaching style is clearly in sports, where we see an experienced player who has become a coach, able to look across the different positions in the game and help each of them to do their very best and to excel, to understand their role and their place and their purpose, and to do well. There are 2 more leadership styles to come, and then we will apply these leadership styles to some circumstances to understand which is best. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and to hit that like button. Leadership style number 6 is servant leadership. And this is really defined as a win-win. It is about the people and about the company. And the leader is there to serve and to help. It is quite closely related to the coaching leadership style. However, in this case, the leader is going to serve people with emotional support as well as what is mentally needed. Now, a very clear benefit of servant leadership style is a high retention and satisfaction amongst the team. However, a con of this is that if the servant leader is not mature, the people in the business will ultimately win, but the business will lose. They will fail to reconcile the goals and objectives of the business back to the people and the individuals in the business. And essentially, the business will become a club or a committee rather than an organization which has a specific mandate and purpose. Leadership style number 7 is the delegation or hands-off leadership style, also called the laissez-faire, which in French, which I don't speak, and you would have noticed that from that poor pronunciation, means let them do it. So in other words, delegation is about letting the team do it. Let the team decide, let them take actions, and let them move forward. Now you might ask, what is the role of the leader if he just lets everyone do it? Their role is to find the great talent, the specific people who will then be put into certain roles who will do the work and make the decisions. This means that teams are self-organizing towards goals, that they're able to orientate themselves, they're able to give their very best and apply themselves to what they believe the mission and the objective of the company is. It really relies on people making a strong contribution towards the future of the business. Unlike the Autocratic model, for example, where someone just makes a decision and because you work here, you will do this. Rather, in the delegation leadership style, it means that people will make a choice for themselves and apply themselves. Clearly, the benefit to this is that mature people get to act out their wisdom, their experience, and their skills, whereas immature people will struggle and be unsure what to do. Now, a real disadvantage of this leadership style is that if there are too many mature people, the old saying of too many cooks spoils the brew is true for that organization. There are going to be too many senior people making decisions in conflict with each other, not towards the same common purpose, and thereby causing a problem. Now that we have covered the 7 leadership styles, we are going to look at some examples and how they apply. But what should become abundantly clear is that every leadership style has advantages and disadvantages. And it is rather not about the individual leader themselves, it is about the people in the organization and the stage and the problem that it finds itself in as to which leadership style is chosen and practiced by the leader. Here is a simple formula to determine which leadership style should be used. The formula is this: one question, the what. What is taking place amongst this group or this organization? So the what determines the leadership style. For example, the what might be, we are trying to take this company into a new phase, into a new product offering. In which case, the answer is you need a transformational leadership style because it is moving from one place to another. There is cultural changes, there is equipping of people's skills and the like which need to change. And therefore, a transformational leadership style, which is hands-on in some senses and close to people, encouraging them, inspiring them, and helping them to see what skills they need, is required to solve the problem of getting from one place to another. Another what is we are stuck and we are not moving forward. For the last 3 years, we've been trying to develop a product and we haven't managed to develop that product. Rather, we have failed over and over and over. It seems like we are all doing our very best, applying ourselves the best we can, using all the skills we can, and deciding together what we should do, but we don't get anywhere. In that case, autocratic leadership is required. Someone needs to come in and make the hard decisions to cut through the noise and move that organization forward. Now, it is only necessary until the organization has gained sufficient momentum and moving forward, after which the leader can change their leadership style to a more modern one which focuses on staff retention and satisfaction. Because certainly during the time of autocratic leadership, the staff engagement and satisfaction is going to drop. And you don't want to leave low levels of satisfaction and engagement for too long, as you will start to lose the best people in the organization. Another what is we are mature as a company, and yet we find that we are a bit held back and stifled. We could achieve so much more, but we are held back. In this case, a coaching leadership style or a servant leadership style, either one, could be quite beneficial to the organization. You could even have a delegation type leadership style being used. And so the responsibility is delegated to the mature people in the organization, who are then able to use their skills, their talents, and their experience to move the company forward. I hope that these examples have highlighted that it is not the individual person who determines the leadership style, but rather the circumstance that the organization finds itself in. I created a video on Bill Gates and his transformational leadership style. If that's of interest, it should be up on the screen now and you can click through to that. Please do check it out. Otherwise, remember to subscribe and please share this video with someone else, because together we can create an abundance.